But like I said, it was play rape. Like, he was into it, so it's plape. She plaped him. And that's fine. You know what we should do? We should intro something, is the fact that we tried to watch a movie. So the other movie we can talk about, which I wanted to mention before we get started, it's directed by a guy named Nico Mastorakis. Oh, we've watched some Nico Mastorakis movies before. One of the habits that I have is when we watch a movie and I like, if it's a written by, directed by, or it's a style that has a certain feel to it or a funniness to it, I often want to watch more of that person's movies. In this case, we watched a Nico Mastorakis movie a couple of years ago called The Wind. And I don't remember the details of it, but whatever. We watched this movie called The Wind, and I was like, this is zany. I want to watch more of this guy's movies. And since then, we've watched a couple of them. I might put the names of them like in this general, or if it's lower, it might be like this general area where just above Toby's head. In here, put the names or maybe the posters of a couple movies. We watched a couple of his other movies. Sometimes he's really fun, sometimes he's not. We watched Sky High. It was a mid-'80s movie, I think 1985 movie that he directed.
Is that what we watched?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
I'm talking about our discussion now.
Okay.
We watched his movie Sky High.
She said, "You are 100% male."
It's like a college romp movie.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be like a travel college romp movie.
Yeah.
And then it turns into Enemy of the State.
Like a Euro trip.
Euro trip. Yeah, exactly. It's Euro trip meets Enemy of the State is basically the plot of it. Just like an Enemy of the State, some kids on vacation get handed the wrong tape. They decide to listen to the tape. It's got some government secrets on it, basically. And then they get embroiled in a plot where multiple people are trying to
Get that tape?
Get that tape back, and they got to try and keep it safe. And, as college kids do, they get into some fun shenanigans with the tape and along the way.
It doesn't make sense.
You mean it's all Greek to you?
Very funny. No, it's not Greek.
What's the sleeping situation here?
They take turns.
Doing what?
Sleeping.
It must be Russian.
KGB.
Starts off like they're gonna go on vacation as
They're doing a semester abroad.
Yeah.
And
to Greece.
They're going to Greece, and then when they get there, you find out that they actually want to try to just blow off the school part.
Yeah.
And have a good time.
So their plan is to just sort of F off and get on a cruise instead.
And so we got to say there was 3 guys.
Mm-hmm.
We have this like good-looking jock.
Yep.
The weirdo who thought he was like the leader of the group.
Yeah.
And the nerd.
Yep.
So the nerd ends up being the one to get the tape.
They introduce themselves at it's kind of I don't want to say it's a neat vehicle because it's kind of silly in the end, but they're filming this introduction of each of their characters for their school project, and it gives you kind of a fun introduction to them because the one guy's like, "I'm Tom, I'm the cool one," and then the next one's like, "Y'all know me, I'm Mr. Marky Mark, the brains of the operation." Then the other one's like, "Oh, I'm such a nerd, I can't even get my words out right or whatever."
How do I look, guys?
Very hot.
Hi, I'm Bobby, and I'm the guy who hates jokes.
You know me. I'm the Mick Swartz. I'm the leader of this little anthropological expedition. Just kidding.
Ready? It's okay? It's all right? Hi, I'm Les Sherwood, and I live in Encino.
Anyway, our introduction to the characters is actually pretty convenient plot contrivance.
And it does allow them to introduce this idea that, so they have a tape of what the man said to them when he handed them the tape, because they were filming themselves.
Mm-hmm.
So they go to someone named Boswell, who was the
cultural attaché. Yeah, they show
whatever
him
that
hanging up the phone. They show him hanging up the phone, the nerd, I think, and he's like, I got a hold of the cultural attaché. He says he speaks Russian. We can bring the tape to him.
Okay, I talked to the cultural attaché. He said if we suspect foul play, it might be better if we didn't go to the embassy in case we've been followed. Anyway, he gave me his address. He said he spent 2 years in Moscow, and he can translate Russian.
So they go, and he listens to the tape of the conversation with the man who gave him the secret tape.
Yeah.
Oh my God. This is totally awesome. I've got to record my impressions of this place. It's too much.
And
oh, you're right. Okay, we should clarify. You're right. That's actually a very big point to clarify, and I think you said it very clearly, and I glossed right over it. Yeah, they're recording dialogue. They go to Athens, I think, right? They're in Athens when this whole thing takes place. They're at Athens, anyways, and he's like, I got to record some audio for this project, or they're never going to believe I was here. And he starts saying like lines or whatever. So he's live recording himself when the other fellow comes up and he says whatever he says to him and sneaks him a secret cassette recording. Oh, nice. Nope, maybe it is a gun. So they're going to go visit Boswell and play him the recording of the guy slipping him the tape. Which, should we mention already, has already been edited, or should we save that for later?
He edited it to take out the name of who he was told to give the tape to.
Yeah. Guy walks up to him and says, like, give this tape to this guy because it's top secret.
Yeah. So Boswell thinks that they didn't find out who to give the tape to. And they also never tell him they have the tape.
Yeah.
They're like, well, he didn't give us the tape.
I forgot about that bit. So he thinks they don't have the tape that Boswell... or that the guy
Boswell is told they don't have the tape, but he's clearly
suspicious because he tries to get the tape off of them multiple times.
And so then the nerdy guy, whose name is Les, I believe.
Sure.
Hi, I'm Les Sherwood, and I live in Encino.
Nerdy guy is constantly hiding this tape. They get picked up by prostitutes.
Yeah, they get picked up by prostitutes.
He hides it in his underwear.
He does. Yeah, the guy's like, holy cow, man, you're already that excited?
All right, guys, let's go get him. Jeez, you're already getting excited. Cut it out. It's the tape.
So,
yeah, I guess it's worth mentioning that point, filling it in a little bit. They get picked up by prostitutes in kind of a bit of a slight role reversal, tricked into a gigantic orgy for $20 each or whatever. And the prostitutes are like, okay, go in the locker room and take all your clothes off and put them in the locker, and then join us in this room right here for the giant orgy. So they go and take all their clothes off except their underwear. And that's when the guy sees the cassette tape hidden directly on his boner.
You boys want to have some fun?
Who wants to know?
Me, Sally, and my friends over there.
What sort of fun? We'll miss the boat. Quiet, Les.
And then when they realized they were tricked, there was no orgy. Yeah. They go back to the lockers. Someone stole all their clothes.
Stole all their clothes. Who could it be? You know, we never find out who it was because they're sneaking back to their hotel fully nude when who shows up?
Boswell.
Boswell.
Mr. Boswell, we can explain this.
No need. I think I know already. You were set up, boys.
Why?
Obviously for that goddamn tape.
He constantly shows up, and So he shows up as they're walking away with their clothes, right? He's got their clothes. He's like, hey, guess what I found?
Whoever stole your clothes just threw them in the street.
Yeah, they must have searched for your stuff and didn't find whatever they were looking for. So here you go. They don't think it's even a little bit weird that Boswell has their clothes at this point. Every time this team gets into shenanigans for the rest of the movie, Boswell pops up wherever they are, and they never think anything weird of it until basically the end of the movie. But, like, shenanigans keep happening nonetheless.
Submitted for your approval. 3 jerks from another country, another dimension, sailing into a sea of mystery.
Where are you going and why have you stopped? Guys, those are dead bodies.
They're about to enter.
And here comes another.
Oh, God, here comes fucking Boswell.
Got a handful, huh?
Mr. Boswell. Now that's what I call a surprise.
Oh, you know what? We should mention how he ends up figuring out how to use the tape that's on there, because it's kind of a cool plot conceit, I think. The MacGuffin through the whole movie is this cassette tape that this man snuck to him in Athens. And it turns out that when you play it, it emits a special frequency that he's been modulating for years to get just right. And this frequency gives you like a audio-visual hallucination, and it's like taking drugs. He mentions what part of the brain it is. It's some made-up part of the brain that nobody knows anything about, and it stimulates that thing. But anyways, it reaches into your pineal gland and makes you real happy that you're listening to this tape. And it can display like hallucinations in front of you, and you're able to manipulate what those hallucinations are. And this guy does, and encodes this message where he explains all this to them.
Nick? Hey, can you guys hear me?
Got the brain wipe tape.
Why would you do that?
My dear friend and devoted colleague, by now, as you listen to this tape, you must be as stunned as I was when I first came across the ultimate.
Through drug-induced hallucination when they first listened to the cassette. That's pretty cool. Like, I thought that was a cool, like, kind of plot device, is this frequency that can, like, lock people in place and project things in front of their brain. Like, I think you can use that for a whole bunch of different cool plot types. Like, you can have a horror movie around that, an action movie around that.
Or
a boner comedy.
You could do a boner comedy, and all of the drug-induced hallucinations are really shitty music videos.
Fix me a drink, make it a strong one. Hey, comrade, a drink, make it a long one. My hands are shaking and my feet are numb.
Yeah, the Nico Mastorakis route. Yeah, the kid figures out how to change what video is being displayed on this drug, and all he ever uses it for is to watch weird new wave mid-80s music videos. Oh no, another musical interlude.
What is this? Starring himself.
Yeah, at least one of them was starring himself. I don't know if that one where the lady was in that triangle dress. I don't know if he was in that one. He might have been a background character, but yeah, the first time he like uses he like manipulates his computer to make the video. It's him starring in like a 1920s detective mob music video where the lyrics of the song are very directly about like espionage and being an undercover agent and how hard espionage is.
Yeah.
Really a weird music video. And why was it in the movie at all? It's like Barry Gordy produced it.
I know a place where we can dance all night away underneath electric stars. Just come with me and we can shake your blues right away.
Yeah. He uses it twice for that purpose. When is the second one? The first time we see it, he just lays down in bed and pops his headphones on and listens to it, trips out to that video of him being a 1920s mobster or espionage person. Then the second time, when do we see the music video? Is he using it on somebody? I can't remember.
It might be when the weirdo goes up and puts the tape in and plays it over the whole boat.
You know, and one thing you definitely want to talk about, because I know how excited you were for this, is the fashion sense of the jock type, which is incredible. But I would like to real quick mention the fashion sense of the leader of the group guy with the he's got great t-shirts with the sleeves cut off. I was really hoping I could be able to screen print a shirt for myself of that first one he wears. It's like freshman class 1983. It's like the CBS logo or whatever it says on it. I want one of those shirts, sleeves cut off and everything. I love that. He has great fashion sense. But I know you wanted to talk about the fact that the jock also appears in some incredible outfits.
His first outfit number one, a fishing vest.
Yeah, that's right.
And the most shortiest sweat shorts you've ever seen.
Yeah, some super cut off McGregors.
Yeah. Then later he's wearing some sort of weird knit vest with nothing under it.
Yeah. He does have that weird like knit top. You don't get to see very much of it. It's just like you can see him peeking, his shoulder peeking in this shot and a little bit of his chest in this other shot. They never really show it full on too much, but it's there. You can see it.
And at one point, the whole gang gets their Adidas drip on.
Oh my God, that's right. Yeah. Yeah, Grease has a lot of Adidas. Honestly, that sweater with the like pattern across the front, it's a pretty good looking sweater. I would wear that in 2026 and beyond. Yeah, the characters get into, that was another thing we kept talking about is, you know, like lots of things happen to them. Like at one point he's tripping balls on his hallucinatory drug, watching a music video, and the tape ends and he wakes up and there's a guy standing in his room. He's like, oh, I'm the porter. And whatever, he finds out really quickly that the guy's a bad guy, and he pulls out a gun to shoot him and gets shot right in the head. This guy,
yeah,
in his room, the porter gets shot right in the head.
Who are you? Room service. I didn't order anything. How about a 6-foot coffin?
A 6-foot coffin? Falls over, and the nerd, I guess I should say this happens to the nerd. The nerd starts trying to stuff his body in the closet.
Because the maid is knocking on the door trying to get in.
The maid's knocking on the door, you're right.
He's like, I'm indecent. So he shoves the porter in the closet, lets the maid in. The maid's like, I gotta change the bed. I gotta get the stuff out of the closet. And they're like going back and forth, going back and forth. And eventually she like is behind him and she takes this pin out like she's gonna stab him.
Yeah.
And Weirdo.
She's got it cocked behind her head.
She's got it cocked behind. Weirdo opens up the door, smashes it into her head. She goes down. She's dead.
Yeah.
Oh, hello. Did your breath do this evil deed?
Now they have two dead bodies. Which, another reoccurring theme throughout the movie, these guys do not care.
Yeah.
They're very nonchalant about it.
They kill these two guys and then they're just like riding bikes on the beach.
Well, they're like, we'll just drag them out when everybody's asleep and throw them overboard.
Yeah. No, we're gonna do that later. But first we gotta mingle. We gotta go down to the party and have our rad dance scene.
Yeah. So at one point they drag the bodies out. Guess who shows up?
Well, Boswell.
Boswell. Don't worry, guys. I will take care of these bodies. And
they're on the cruise at this point, right?
Yeah, we didn't even mention the fact that they're on a river cruise.
Yeah, they go on a cruise.
They go on a river cruise through Greece.
Yeah.
So
we'll get back to that. So Bosley finds
Boswell's like, I will take care of these bodies.
Yeah.
You guys go mingle.
Yeah.
And then he also admits that he's the one that shot the porter through the window.
Through the window, you're right.
He's like, oh, that was me.
Yeah.
So I'm on your side. I'll take care of this. You guys go make yourself seen.
Yeah.
So that's when they go down and they find the ladies.
Yeah. Yeah, they meet up. Each one of them has their own lady. They go down. Two of them go down with a plan to go meet ladies, right? Like they do that.
So, yeah. Well, I think he makes some comment about his goal anytime he enters a new country is to have sex with some woman.
It's not a bad
on the first
goal.
night.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. It's a good goal. Yeah, so they go out to meet some hot ladies. One of them finds a very attractive MILF having a discussion on existentialism and class warfare or something like that. And he walks up and he's like, that sounds like boring old man bullshit. Who wants to talk about Indiana Jones?
Excuse me, but what is the nature of your conversation?
Existentialism and the forms of human exploitation.
Sounds trivial to me. Does anybody want to talk about Indiana Jones?
And the boring old men are like, listen, son, this isn't daycare. We're having a serious discussion. The MILF goes, this lady wants to talk about Indiana Jones.
So those two go off together.
Does the jock find somebody?
Next pairing, the jock runs into the prostitute.
The jock runs into the prostitute that lured him into the orgy.
And he proceeds to try to rape her.
Way I see it, lady, you owe me.
Yeah, basically.
Oh, Sally. Small world, huh? You and me had a little arrangement, remember? First I want my money's worth. And then I want you to walk the deck in your underwear.
Look, I can explain everything.
I paid my $20.
I gave you $20.
I gave you $20. We're doing it right here in the hallway.
Wow.
And she's like, I'm not a prostitute. I'm not a prostitute. Some man hired me to pretend to do that. They said it was a family prank.
Yeah, classic prank.
Classic prank you pull on a relative.
Yeah, lure these men into a false orgy and steal their clothes. We thought it was harmless. Yeah, he runs into her. He tries to grape her in very implication fashion. But they end up just sort of being chill. They're just
Yeah, she explains everything. She's like, I was desperate for the money so that I could get on this river cruise.
We went back and rewatched this because we were talking about it, and you were like, her boyfriend dumped her, and so she has to get money so that she can get on this cruise. And I was like, that doesn't make any sense. You're remembering that wrong. And so we rewatched it, and she gets this part, and she's like, well, my boyfriend had just dumped me and left me without a cent to my name. And I just had to get money so that I could get on this cruise. I was like, wow. It just doesn't make any sense. I guess that's it.
It didn't.
I don't know why I assumed it might. It's just a movie.
Yeah. Yeah, so those two are an item now. And then the nerdy guy is not dancing. And this girl comes up all of a sudden. Get the worst pickup line ever.
You know who doesn't dance?
Dead people can't dance. Huh? I said dead people can't dance.
So?
Dead people.
Dead people.
Dead people.
Yeah, you know who doesn't dance? Dead people. Okay. I'm just saying, you're alive. Yeah. Do you want to dance? Obviously not, or I'd be doing it. Yeah, so she walks up and she's like, hey, dead man, let's go dance. Kind of tricks him into dancing.
Yeah. So they dance for a little bit, but then they go out on the boat and they're talking nerd talk.
Oh, that's right. They're discussing which one is better between Apple Talk and Commodore Speak.
Yeah.
Well, it's really been great talking Apple with you, Les. And I've always felt that Apple Talk sure beats the hell out of Commodore.
I'm glad.
Me too.
So,
because the other thing we forgot to mention at all, this guy's such a nerd. He's got like a smartwatch and like a laptop with him in 1985. He's got like a little travel laptop, and his smartwatch can like translate. Yeah, it's got some translations plugged into it. But he like hooks his little laptop up to his smartwatch, and that's what he uses to like encode the video.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense, but somehow.
Yeah, he's that much of a nerd. But not for the whole movie, you know what I mean? Because the nerd character, eventually they're on a shore excursion, presumably after some more heinous KGB stuff has happened to them, and they just go on another shore excursion. And he's talking to this chick, and she's like, "Do you want to have sex?" He's like, "Well, I just don't know if you're really ready." And she's like, "No, I want to have sex. Do you want to have sex?" He's like, "Well, I just, sometimes I just think, I think I might be gay."
I always had doubts about my, the way I am.
What way is that?
I don't know. It's just that sometimes I think that maybe I'm gay or something.
Never in a million years.
And she goes, "Nah, you're not.
You're not gay.
You're not gay. Quit it." Which he later, like, he later, like, sells incorrectly. He's like, "She called me 100% man." She didn't call you 100% man, bro. She just said you're definitely not gay. And then proceeded to have sex with you. Potentially against your will.
But he also, remember, he's like, "I have a second confession to make. I'm a virgin. I've never slept with a woman."
Yeah, that doesn't make sense because you thought you were gay until this moment. I don't know that was kind of implied with the first confession. She does have sex with him. As it turns out, he wasn't gay this whole time. He had just not yet known the touch of a woman, because she has sex with him, and then all of a sudden he's cool. He's got his sleeves rolled up, he's got his hair all trimmed up, he's got a nice fade put on. She took him out for some fancy duds. He's cruising down the middle of some Greek town, just really strutting, really. Yeah, she fucked the straight into him. Yeah.
We should also mention that he thought he was gay because his two best friends were constantly putting him down.
Yeah, his friends berate him near to suicide.
Yeah.
He even says, I think at one point, like, when they first started picking on him, you were like, "Oh my God, this guy's gonna kill himself." And then, like, 3/4 of the way through the movie, he's like, "You keep making fun of me, I'm gonna kill myself." You're like, "Hey! I knew it. I can see the signs." So I guess we need to talk about the fact that so they've got this tape that does this crazy thing. There turns out to be 2 tapes that exist, and if you play them simultaneously, they explode your brain or whatever. It doesn't matter. And the inventor of this special signal split it into 2 tapes and sent them at 2 different times to Blair Underwood. She already has the first tape. He sent it weeks ago. Now this college nerd has got the second tape. Yeah. They play it for Boswell, and Boswell's like it's never really clear. They think he's KGB. He says he's CIA. He's credited as FBI in the credits, but whatever. He's some government's person who wants to get control of these 2 tapes, Boswell. And sends a variety of bad dudes at them over the course of the movie to try and get the tape back.
And convinces them that it was all the KGB.
Yeah. Yeah, he's sending all these guys at him and telling them that it's the KGB, because he shows up at every crime scene that he creates and goes, "Well, I sure don't know what happened here, but must have been the KGB again." You know what I mean?
Yeah, so then the next time he shows up is when they go on the bike ride with the girls, the excursion with the girls, and they get up to the top of this hill, and they're just having a good old time, and a helicopter comes up, and some guy just spraying bullets everywhere.
Yep.
So they're like running around trying to hide. And then the next thing you know, Boswell comes out.
Boswell pops out. Nobody thinks it's even a little bit weird.
He's like, "Go ahead, guys. Go run. Get away.
Yeah.
I got this," with his handgun.
Yeah.
Boswell gets shot.
Boswell gets shot in the stomach. He dies.
So they get away.
Yeah, I think that let's just say that what happens next, because I don't care whether it does or doesn't. They get away from him, and they get chased by the one henchman who crashes into the watermelon stand.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you know what? Those two are on foot. Those two get away from the helicopter, and they're running through the town on foot with those guys in hot pursuit of them, climbing up on the tops of buildings and rooftop to rooftop and everything like that. And then they get onto some motorcycles, right?
Yeah, they jump from the top of the
from
building.
One of the roofs, yeah.
And it's like, aim for the horses.
Yeah.
Go for the horses.
And jump down and just get on the little moped.
Yeah, they jump down on a little moped full of eggs. Yeah, they land on a little motorcycle pickup truck thing full of about 4-5 dozen eggs. That's probably more than that. It's probably like 10 to 12 dozen eggs in there. They go cruising off, and then the bad guys that are chasing them
jump on a different one.
Jump onto a different one, but they don't do it quite the same, because the first bad guy lands and just leaves.
Oh yeah, the second
bad guy falls down and breaks every bone in his body. Then a horrific shattering sound.
Forgot about that.
Yeah. So then he's like chasing him through the town while the guy's poorly throwing eggs at him the entire time. Eventually lands one on him after throwing what must have been 244 eggs at him. Eventually hits one right in the face. The guy loses control and crashes into a watermelon stand. Meanwhile, the owner of the egg cart comes running down the hill chasing his possessions, and the guy who just crashed into the watermelons is like, oh, he's coming to get me. I gotta scoot.
So he just drug himself into the ocean.
Jumped off into the ocean.
It's Miller time.
He ends up making a backup of this tape.
He makes a backup and downloads it on his home computer over the telephone.
Oh yeah, using that Telzon unit. Yeah.
So then he throws the tape in the ocean.
Yeah.
To get rid of it, but nobody knows that, so everyone's still after him.
We find out that Boswell was actually like a double. Triple. Anyway, whatever.
He was behind all the attacks.
He was behind all the attacks because he reappears after having been shot in the stomach and killed by the man on the helicopter. He reappears as the mastermind of the entire operation to get the tape back, and now he's got one of the girls hostage.
He's got the nerd girl hostage. She did work for him originally. She stole
a little bit of a betrayal.
She stole
there.
Nerdy Boy's computer. Nerdy Boy got it back, and then she was gonna quit the
KGB.
whole operation. Quit the KGB.
Quit the KGB.
She was quitting, but somehow I don't know why he managed to make her go along with this kidnapping plot. So he's like, "Give me the tape," but they don't have a tape.
Yeah, they threw it overboard. Yeah, Boswell. They trick him into going and getting the tape or whatever at a different location, and he hops in the car, and this is like the last time we see the plot contrivance is he's made a special tape and put it in Boswell's tape deck that's going to go off and give him this brain hallucination in however long, 40 seconds. Boswell hops in the car, guns it, he goes driving straight towards the cliff just as the tape kicks in and sends him into dreamland. he goes shooting off the edge of the cliff, Snakey style, and you're like, he's definitely dead, by the way, because this is an 80s movie. He's only got the waist seatbelt. There's no airbags in his presumably all-metal steering wheel, wrapped in a very thin pleather, most likely.
Yeah.
Flying from like 60, 80 feet over the cliff straight into the water. He's a dead man. I can't remember. We don't see the car hit the water, but I mean, it definitely did.
I think we did see it hit the water.
Boswell pops up later, floating along in an inner tube at the end of the movie. These kids have given over the recording to the Blair Underwood character, the scientist who had the first recording. Now she has both halves, and it's in proper hands or whatever, and everything is fine. The boner comedy is over. The ladies and the boys are separating and going their own ways. They're at the dock, and the jock stays with his girl? The jock's like...
The jock, his girl's like, I think I want to stick around for a year.
Yeah.
And he's like, okay.
Yeah, we'll just hang out in Greece. I can't remember what happened to the leader kid, the nerdy kid.
The weirdo leader, his girlfriend was like, I was just on vacation. I'm married and I have a kid, and I got to go back to work.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. I literally just engaged in this entire plot because I wanted to have sex with a young man while I was on vacation.
Yeah.
So, bye. She leaves.
And then the nerdy girl comes out, and she's like, can you forgive me?
Yeah.
Blah, blah.
I used to be with the KGB, but I quit, and now I want to be with you.
And so the nerds get back together.
So the problem with this movie, again, is it was fine. It was a perfectly fine movie. What I want, bad movies are subjective. Everybody can want whatever they want. We tend to want, like, problems, visible problems with the filmmaking, absurdity of plotline because the people making it just didn't understand what they were doing, and like glaring mistakes here and there. Those are the kind of things we love in a good bad movie. And the problem with this one is it's a perfectly fine movie that's just not that good. It wasn't really a bad movie. It had a lot of funny stuff in it, though. Like, we could talk back and laugh about some of the parts of it, but really it was just a 6 or a 5 out of 10 movie. You know what I mean? It's not really a bad movie. It's not really a good movie. I wouldn't recommend it.
I enjoyed it better than the other one.
You think Sky High was better?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think from a fun standpoint, Shadow Chaser might have been better, but Sky High was a better movie. You're right.
Listen, you like some fun?
What kind of fun?
Okay, I guess that's done for this one. Okay, bye.
Bye.
Serena, Serena, you're touching me now. Serena, 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 you're stroking me now. Serena, Serena, I love when you lay me down on your empty road.
I think I might be gay.